So much of your teenage years is associated with friendships or having friends. And you just think about it: parties, hangouts, sleepovers, sports, friend groups with random group chat names, and the only chance of actually enjoying school. If you take a single look at my Pinterest boards, so many of them are associated with friendships, group picture poses, matching outfits and activities to do together. Especially during your teen years, it feels like there's so much pressure on you to have it with friends. So what happens when you don't have a single one? When I look back at my life, it's not exactly clear how I ended up here, more or less alone. But I am, and maybe that's okay. It's very calm. It wasn't until recently that I classed myself as completely friendless, and maybe I should specify my definition of not having any friends. I have people I could speak to in class or text if I need to catch up on work, and I might even ask them to be partners with me in class if I have to. But outside of the school setting, we are nothing, and our topics of conversation solely rely on school, and we don't text unless it's about schoolwork. Being friendless is kind of my fault, I guess. Not to turn this video super deep, but I have issues with isolating myself. I often feel like I'm an inconvenience to other people. So generally I try to go about my life in the least annoying way possible to other people. And what would be quite an inconvenience to other people? Dealing with my issues. I know full well that isn't true, and that friends should be there to listen and help properly when things are tough. But that's just not how my brain works. So, how did I end up friendless? Like I've said, I've always had issues with isolating myself, so it would happen every few months where I would just avoid any unnecessary communication with my friends at all costs. By this I mean I wasn't ignoring them, I would still sit by them in class and text them, but I would stay more silent in discussions, and at break I would probably go sit in an empty classroom or walk a few laps around the school building instead of sitting with them. And I thought we kind of had a mutual understanding that I was fine and just needed my space. There was absolutely nothing to do with them, and it never was. Normally I was just sleep deprived in the middle of a busy week and didn't have the energy to stay consistent in school and dance while spending all my energy trying to socialise, because if you haven't already realised, I'm very introverted. Obviously I liked my friends, but we'd often just get into stupid arguments or disagreements that would just stress me out because I hate conflict. They would always be nice and slightly worried about me for a week, and then everything would go back to normal and we just forget it happened. I know that's not fair. Okay, about 2 months ago, I was going through unexpected grief because of loss in the family, which I'm not gonna get into. But as you can guess, I isolated myself again because not only was I dealing with unexpected grief, but I had so many tests in school on top of dance competitions and shows. I simply did not have the energy to socialise. I only told one person about this, and I didn't even do it on purpose. I tried telling her that there was drama with the family gathering, and she just kind of guessed. And she didn't really care. We didn't really carry on talking about it. We just moved on, and I was very thankful for that because I didn't want to talk about it in the middle of an ethics class anyway. Me and this girl later had a small falling out. By small, I literally mean not even a conversation, emphasis on small. And I was obviously already having a bad day, so it just threw me off. And even though she didn't even really mean what she said, it just threw me off. And to To her that was probably an offhanded statement that didn't mean a thing, but to me that was everything, because it made me realise how different we were, because I would never say something like that to a friend. So that's how this all started. This time was different though. They didn't care, and it's not like I expected them to chase me around begging me to confirm I was okay, but they truly did not care whether I was okay or not, while I was at the lowest I had been. Essentially on the 11th of February I went to a funeral. Like I said, only one person knew about this, and I never even told them when it was. Didn't tell anyone I was missing school other than the school, obviously, because they generally did not seem like they would care. On the 13th of February then, all my friends left me on the group chat at the exact same time, and then on the 14th of February they all had a sleepover without me, and then we just haven't really talked since. I mean, we're in all of our classes together, we sit next to each other, and it's not awkward. I just simply don't think we should be friends anymore. I don't know about you guys, but my school is absolutely tiny. Like, there's only 90 kids in my year, and I don't really like any of them enough to be friends with them. Like, some of them are nice, they're just not really my friends, you know? And I don't really have anywhere else to make friends. I have dance, but I don't really click with anyone there. And there's also church, and to be fair, my church has quite a strong youth, but they're all either 3 years older than me or younger than me. There's no in between. Weirdly, my favourite time of day is morning. I don't know why, but there's just something so peaceful about it. Just me and the sunrise, maybe even a book and a cup of tea. It's just so calm. It's also the least stressful point of my day, I would say. I actually like waking up early in the morning and taking time, just like a part of my routine. Like I'll wake up at 6 AM some days when I don't even need to leave my house until 20 past 8. At this point, I'm not even thinking about school or homework or socialising or anything. School is so stressful for obvious reasons, and then when I come home I'm just overthinking everything that's just happened in the last 7 hours. One of the things I've noticed is the difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone is a choice. Being alone is the calmness of waking up in the morning when the only people are me and the birds. Being alone is doing my homework at break time in the little corridor that no one ever walks through. But being lonely is the feeling of not being heard in a group of people. Being lonely is walking into a class with no seating plan and not having anyone to sit by. Weirdly, the times I felt the most lonely, I've been surrounded by groups of people. At break time, we generally have like 3 options to choose from. Number 1, sit outside this classroom that no one ever walks by, and the teacher whose classroom it is super chill with me being there. I normally just get done with any homework I've been given that day so that I don't have to do it when I get home, or just some like random revision. This is the one I do the most, but sometimes other people are there, and sometimes there are people in the corridor below who are very noisy, and therefore I am just stressed out and annoyed the whole time, so I don't go there. Number 2, this one I only really do at break, not lunch. If I do it at lunch, I won't do it for like the whole time. Sometimes I just like walk laps in my school building. This sounds like a lot, but my school building is not very big, and I'm a fast walker. Also, there's only a certain amount of times you can walk past a group of people before it becomes weird. So, number 3, this is the option I pick the least because it gives me major social anxiety. Sometimes if I'm feeling brave, I'll sit in the canteen and eat my food alone at lunch. This might sound like a small thing, but like 6 months ago me wouldn't even walk across the yard without someone with me, so eating in the school canteen is a big step for me. I don't do this a lot because it's stressful, but also generally my school canteen doesn't always have like the best sitting meals, so generally I would just pick like a burger or something to like take out. For example, this Monday I chose number 1 at break and did some chemistry revision. And then at lunch I did number 2 for a bit, and then when it was time for lunch I sat down and ate my food inside. And then I did like one more lap at the school before the bell went. I also like to leave a lesson before the bell goes to lunch break because then it's less chaotic in my school corridor, because my corridors are so narrow, like we literally get human traffic jams in them because there's not enough room. Being friendless as a teenage girl is kind of sad sometimes, like when something great happens and the only person you have to tell is my brother or my cat. Or when you're completely bored on a weekend but you have no one to go out with. Weirdly, I think I'm actually more confident and sociable now because I have to talk to other people. I can't just stand there and watch my friends talk. I also care way less about what people think about me now. I think I was always trying really hard to please them and fit in, and they would always comment on how I looked, like not in a mean way, they would just point it out. And I don't know if I'm being weird, but I just always felt like they were being passive aggressive. For example, today I wore my hair in pigtails. This was because this is my favourite hairstyle when I was younger, and I just felt like it today. Normally, I would be scared that they would make some joke about how I looked like a kid, but now I literally don't care. Weird, right? So if you're just like me, appreciate it. Appreciate the sound of silence and the feeling of peace. And if you're not, remember that being alone sometimes is okay. Doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you or you're depressed. It just means you appreciate peace. And that's okay.